welcome to chair yoga. Part of our Grow with GoGo series. So in addition to all of your other services, you can access these classes. And speaking of other services, just a reminder of what else GoGo offers in case you need a reminder. In addition to these classes, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. And you can get all of this by calling one number, and that number is 855-464-6872. Also a reminder that you have a referral code at the bottom of your receipts. So if you give the code to a friend, and then once they've taken their first service with GoGo, then you will both receive $10 in GoGo credit. We also have a Facebook group, so if you ever want to continue any of these conversations online, you can find us on Facebook. All right, and then to the meat of why we're here. Welcome to class. If we haven't met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness class at GoGo on Wednesdays and on Fridays. Today is chair yoga, so this class is mostly seated. You'll want to grab a chair. Any kind of chair, preferably one that doesn't roll around, more for safety, if anything else. But if all you have is an office chair, that's fine. Or if that's what's in front of your computer or tablet, that's also okay. I like a chair without armrest. It just gives a little more freedom. But again, if all you have is a chair with armrest, or that's the only chair that feels safe for you, do it safe. Do what use what you have. That's totally fine. Before we get moving, does anybody remember the chair yoga move of the week? And we have to remember that we do the chair yoga. We only do moves of the week on Wednesdays. And of course, last week was functional fitness. We have to think back to the week before that. And I'm going to need help because I wrote down something with lots of question marks after it. So I think I wrote it a couple days later. So does anyone remember the move of the week? Oh, Bertha, did I see you?
Yes.
Tell us.
Think about when you're twisting.
Oh, good. Yes. Yes. Okay. That's what I wrote down, but I wasn't sure. Oh, I'm glad we're on the same page. Excellent. And I saw somebody else doing arms reach overhead. I think that was the week before that. It's a lot to hold on to. All of the different moves of the week. So yeah, twisting. We were thinking about doing twist. And anybody think about how they were twisting in life? Yeah, Bertha, you did?
Climbing my step ladder in the kitchen and twisting to take out something from the closet, the wall cabinet.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's nice to see how our everyday activities do use lots of different kinds of movement. So I'm glad you got to notice that. Yeah. All right, with that, I'll stop talking. Let's get moving. I will stop sharing my screen. Oh, and we have Edna also here joining us. Thanks for sharing that in the chat. So my video is usually the big video, but every once in a while, your settings might override the GoGo settings. So in which case, if you want me to be the big screen and I am not the big video, you have to go to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom windows. You have to move your cursor to the right, top right, and then something will pop up that says view. And that thing that says view will then allow you to pick speaker view if you want to see me versus gallery view if you want to see everybody else, which is also fine. All right, let's have a seat. We'll move for a moment before we do our starting meditation. So once you're in your seat, take some circles with your torso. So as we circle with the torso, just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So if you ever need to modify or add something or subtract something, you're totally welcome to do that. Listen to your body. Go ahead and circle the other direction. And come back to center, sitting nice and tall. Let's do a few shoulder rolls forward. And a few shoulder rolls back. Allow your shoulders to relax. And let your palms flip to face up on your lap. And close the eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. You'll bring your thumb and pointer finger to touch. I'm going to come closer so you can see this. You don't actually need to look to know what I'm doing, but we're going to bring the thumb and pointer finger to touch, and you'll inhale and exhale. Then you'll move thumb to middle finger to touch. Inhale and exhale. Thumb and ring touch. In and out. Thumb and pinky touch. In and out. We're going to move back up the fingers. So thumb and ring finger touch. Inhale. Exhale. Thumb and middle. In. Keep going now. Up and down the fingers at your own pace. So thumb and fingers touch. You breathe in and out, and then you move to the next finger. So moving at your own pace. Just a few more. And then letting that go. Letting go of the fingers and letting your breath be. Taking a moment to notice how the body feels. Maybe noticing if there's been any change or shift. As you're ready, you'll start to rotate the head node, turning the head right and left. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed, or you can open them. Just finding some gentle motion of the neck. And then nod the head yes. Looking up and down. And then bringing one ear to your shoulder, side stretch of the neck. And other ear. Side stretch the other way. One more time each side, ear to shoulder, first side. Ear to shoulder, second side. Bring your head back to center. We'll inhale, lift the chest and open the arms out to the side, stretching the front of the body. So a little bit of a back bend as you reach the arms out to the side and maybe even back behind you. And then exhale, round your back and give yourself a hug, tucking your chin, tucking your tail, wrapping your arms around your chest. Inhale, open up. And exhale, curl and round. Keep going, follow your breath. Bring yourself back to center, releasing the arms, and we'll do a little side bending. If you have armrests in the way, scoot yourself forward towards the front edge of your chair. Go ahead and bend to one side, come to center, and then bend over to the other side. Make your way back to center. Let's bring the fingertips to the shoulders, elbows out to the side, sit nice and tall, and we'll twist. Rotate the spine one direction, and then rotate the other way. Taking your time here, this can be slow, this can be fast. Whatever feels good on the body. Bring yourself back to center, releasing those arms, and let's do some wrist circles. One direction. They can be going either opposite directions or same direction, doesn't matter. And then circle the other way. Then relaxing the hands, we'll reach one arm forward. I'll mirror you. Right arm comes forward, palm faces forward, reach your other hand and pull the fingers back to stretch the forearm. You can always do this down low if reaching the arm forward doesn't feel good on the body. Go ahead and release, and we'll switch sides. So other arm comes forward, palm faces forward, pull the fingers back, Again, the arm can be high or it can also be lower, whatever feels good. A few deep breaths. All right, and then we'll release those arms, shake them out. We'll move our attention to the feet now. Oh, ankles are about underneath the knees, and we'll move into some heel raises. So lifting one heel up and bringing it down, and then the other. So alternating here. Feeling the calf muscles working. You can continue like this, or if you'd like, you can start to march. So actually fully lifting the foot off the ground, lifting the knee up as well. So either continuing with heel raises or adding a little march. And then letting that go. Let's take some circles with the torso. Other direction. And back to center. Let's take our legs nice and wide. So we're going into a nice wide stance. So depending on your chair, you might scooch forward towards the front end of the chair or scooch back. And it's up to you how wide you go. So make this feel safe on your body. Let's go into a side bend while you maintain this stretch of the inner thigh. So leaning to your right, you'll place your right hand on your right knee. You can stay there, or if you'd like, you can bring your forearm to your armrest if you have an armrest, or your forearm to your leg. Your free arm can stay down alongside the body. It can also reach out to the side or up towards the ceiling or all the way overhead into a side stretch. You decide where you go. Take several deep breaths. Lift yourself back up to center. Pause for a moment. Notice the differences right to left. And we'll switch sides. So leaning to the left, left hand on the leg. Forearm finds your armrest or your leg. Your free arm can be down to the side, to the sky, or overhead, up to you. Smooth breaths.
Bring yourself back up to center, bring your legs back together. Scoot yourself forward towards the front of the chair if you've scooched back, and we're gonna do some leg extensions. I'll turn sideways so you can see better. You don't need to move. So it's sitting nice and tall. We'll straighten one leg out in front of us, so feeling those quad muscles working, and then bend that knee and switch sides. So other leg straightens and bends. If you want to add some breath, we inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Keep going. And if that breath is too slow, just don't worry about linking the breath with the movement. Just move the body. Couple more times. All right, let's stretch one leg out in front of us. Let's do the right leg out in front of us, and then lower the heel down to the ground. So now the foot is on the ground. So we have a straight right leg, heel is on the ground, the left knee is bent. From here, we'll inhale, lean a little forward, feel the stretch intensify. And then exhale, sit up back away from the stretch. Inhale, coming forward, feeling the stretch. Exhale, back away. Keep going. Follow your breath, forward and back. Next time you're sitting tall, pause, and we'll hold the stretch. So you can hold the stretch sitting tall if that's enough. You can hold the stretch leaning forward using your hands as support. You're also welcome to bring your forearms down onto your legs or your hand to your shin, whatever's comfortable for you to hold the stretch. Smooth breath. Lift your torso up. Keep your leg where it is, that nice long leg, and we're going to flex and point the foot a few times. So we're moving the toes down towards the ground and then up towards the ceiling, just a few times, finding a little motion in that ankle. And then relaxing the foot, bringing the leg back. Noticing the differences right to left. And we'll switch sides. So left leg comes forward. We'll inhale, lean forward, feel the stretch intensify. And exhale, sit up, back away from the stretch. Inhale, coming forward, feeling the stretch intensify. Exhale, back away. Keep going, follow your breath. As you're ready, we'll go ahead and hold the stretch. And you're welcome to hold it sitting tall, leaning forward onto your hands or leaning forward using your forearm for support. Going wherever feels good, holding the stretch, noticing how the stretch changes with time. Go ahead and lift your torso back up, leave your left leg straight, and we'll do a few pointing and bending of, or pointing and flexing of the foot. And coming back to center, rebend your knee. And we'll lean forward, bending the elbows. You can stay here on your hands, or you can come to your forearms, or you're welcome to bring your hands onto your feet. Wherever you go, make sure you can come up comfortably. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. My computer is notifying me that I need to plug it in, so I'm going to go plug it in. But keep staying where you are, so you're leaning forward. Forearms can be on the legs, or your hands can be on your legs. Nice, smooth breaths. Your head can be in whatever position feels comfortable. And then using your arms to help you, go ahead and lift yourself back up to sit. Pause. A few deep breaths, just sitting tall. And we'll move into some standing poses. We're not going to stand for very long. We never do. Just a few minutes. So if standing's not for you, please just stay in your chair. You can move around in the chair. Really, you can do whatever feels good or take components of what we're doing in standing and adapt them for the chair. So if you're comfortable, you'll come to stand, and you'll come stand either behind your chair, or if you can't get behind your chair, go ahead and find a wall or a table, something that you can hold on to for support. Holding onto your support, we'll step the right leg back and bring the right heel down for a warrior one. So the right leg steps back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet behind you, depends on the length of your legs. That right leg, that back leg is straight and the front knee bends. From here, you can keep holding onto your chair or hover your hands above your chair or reach your arms towards the ceiling. Several deep breaths. Bring the hands back down if they're lifted. We'll step forward, back foot meets the front foot. And we'll switch sides. Left leg steps back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet behind you. Bend the right knee. So right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Feet are anywhere from 1 to 3 feet apart. Both heels are pressing into the ground. Hands can stay on the chair, hover above the chair, or reach towards the ceiling. Hands come back to the chair if they're lifted, and we'll step forward, back foot meets the front. Moving into an upside down L position, so you'll keep holding on to your support, chair, wall, table. Walk yourself back until your feet are about underneath your hips and your torso is about parallel to the earth. It doesn't need to be perfect, so if you need to be up higher, that's fine. If your knees need to be bent, that's fine. Find whatever works for you to get a nice stretch here. Couple of deep breaths. Lift your torso, walk yourself back up. Standing nice and tall. We're gonna pose or pause in mountain pose. So looking at your feet for a moment, allowing your feet to be parallel if that's possible. And also if it's possible for your knees to face forward as well. Feet are about 6 inches apart. Allow your hips to be over your ankles. Your rib cage to be relaxed. You'll allow your palms to flip to face forward, and the back of the neck is nice and long. And the spine nice and long. All right, and let's come back down to our seat. So if you're standing, go ahead and come back to your seat. We'll finish up with a figure 4 stretch here. So lots of options. You can cross your right ankle over your left ankle and allow your knee to open out to the side. You do want that knee to open out to the side. If it stays up, then you're not going to get any rotation in the thigh. So that right knee opens out to the side. That's one option. You can also cross your thighs, and that will give you a little bit of stretch along the outer right hip region. Or you can cross that right ankle over your left thigh. If you're working towards this, your knee might be really high, and that's okay. You're welcome to sit up higher onto something. So the higher you are, the less intense it will feel. And so putting some pillows underneath your hips can help. With whatever option you've chosen, you can be still, or if it feels okay, go ahead and find some circles with the torso. And circle the other way. And then feeling free to hold the stretch in whatever position feels good. That could be forward, sitting up tall, leaning to one side, or leaning back. Doesn't matter, just a few breaths, holding the stretch. And then lifting yourself back to center, undo your leg, shake it off. And we'll switch sides. So options, left ankle crosses over the right ankle, the knee opens out to the side. Your thighs cross over each other, one on top of the other. Or left ankle crosses over the right thigh. And again, if you're doing that version, sometimes it helps to sit up higher onto something. Whatever variation you're in, find a little movement with your torso if that feels good on the body. Little circles, or whatever you'd like. Go the other direction. then wherever you want, you can pause and hold the stretch for a few deep breaths. Bring yourself back to center if you're leaning in any specific direction. Undo your legs, shake them off. And then we'll finish up with a little meditation. So get yourself comfortable. You can sit back into your chair, or you can sit tall, sitting towards the front of the chair. Let your hands rest in your lap in whatever way you'd like. Close the eyes or soften your gaze towards the ground. And tune into your breath. Allow your breath to slow down. Finding that with each exhale, your body softens a little bit more, letting go. And begin to deepen your breath. Bring awareness back to your surroundings and back to your body. Allow your fingers and toes to wiggle. And then bring your palms to touch in front of the heart. Pausing for a moment to notice how you feel. And then take a moment to thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Our move of the week, our Wednesday move of the week for yoga, so not for next week, but the week after, is stretching your forearms and stretching your hands. So I'd like you to think about adding some stretches in those hands and those forearms throughout the day. And it doesn't need to be this specific stretch that I've done. It could be interlacing and pushing, but thinking about how, we use our hands so much. There's so much grabbing, there's so much clasping of things, and it's nice to stretch out those muscles that work so hard for us throughout the day. So hand and forearm stretching. our moves of the week, or is our move of the week. If you have questions about class or our yoga or functional fitness, now is your time to ask. GoGo specific questions, the best thing to do is to email GoGo directly because they can answer that. I'm gonna write down the move of the week, but you're welcome to unmute yourself or put something in the chat if you have any questions or comments.
Yes, I have a question. That exercise where you stand behind the chair and you've got one leg 1 to 3 feet behind the other and the right knee bent. Actually, I have 2 questions about that. How far away from a straight line between your legs do you want to get? That would be my first question.
Okay,
And
I'll answer that. I'll answer that and then you can ask the next one. Great question. Sometimes I tell people and sometimes I don't. I don't want it. I prefer not a straight line because it's quite wobbly if you're in a straight line, if you're on a balance beam or tightrope. So instead, I like to think railroad tracks, but maybe not so wide, like mini parallel lines. So enough so that a tennis ball at least could roll between your legs. So let's see if I can just show this way. So this would be a straight line, right? So my leg is hidden.
Yes.
I want there to be some space between the legs, but it's not massive.
Yes.
So there's some space. Okay, so that's answer
And
to
then
number one.
the second question, when I try to raise my arms, because as a beginner, I'm trying to do the utmost, you know how that is. It's very wobbly. My balance is not great. So I'm wondering, what is the area of the body that is weak in this case? I don't want to just guess.
So balance doesn't necessarily equate to weakness. So balance challenge doesn't necessarily mean there's weakness. That could just be that your balance system needs to be worked on.
Okay.
So I would not say for that pose that it's necessarily, oh, the legs are weak or the core is weak, but that the body isn't used to balancing in this position.
Okay.
We do lots of different balance exercises, you know, each week, maybe there's a different one that happens. And so I would, instead of thinking there's a part of the body that needs to be worked on, it's more, I need to work on balance in general. Would be my guess.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? Those were great questions, Nancy. Anyone else have questions or thoughts, feelings? And of course, if you're ready to pop off, you're welcome to pop off.
Francis,
Francis.
to Nancy's position, maybe I cheated, but I found myself very shaky too. I
Yes.
turned out my back foot so it is at an angle, and that steadied me. Now, I'm not advising you to do that, but that's what I did, and it helped.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, wider base of support. Gives you a wider base, so it helps. Yeah, so that's something, it's good to sort of toe the line of making it a little bit challenging, but not so challenging that you feel like you're going to fall.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's where you want to play with, okay, yeah, maybe I turn my foot out, or, oh, I take my legs wider, or a bit of both. Maybe next class, I'll do this maybe on Friday or next Wednesday. We'll do a little bit more balancing and play with how we can adjust different positions to make the balance a little harder or a little easier.
Good idea.
That would be
That'd
good.
be good. Thank you. That'd be great. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, good. So this is why it's nice to chat, because then we can think about what we want to work on next time.
I just want to thank you for doing this.
Thanks, Carlene. Thanks for being here.
Me too.
Thank
I'm glad you're doing it.
Me three. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Have a good day. See you Friday.
Great. See you Friday. And if not, on Wednesday for anyone else. Okay, I will let you go. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.